Welcome to my home, Homeworthy. I am so glad you could make it. Hey y'all, it's your girl Chula. Welcome back to my channel, Hooked on Houseplants. Now y'all know good and well Homeworthy did not come to my house. Look, as if I needed to say that. But I have a very exciting video for you all today. I know y'all are like, Chula, wait a minute. Didn't this used to be your bedroom? Yes, yes, it absolutely did. So this is my new plant room slash family room. Okay, I know it's a lot to take in, but as I show you around, I will kind of explain why, yet again, the bulk of my plants have been switched back over to what originally was our living room to begin with. Okay? So, listen, if you are new here to my channel, first of all, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. But at the beginning of my plant journey, the majority of my plants were on a screened in patio at the front of my house or my home. So my husband is currently uh, remodeling that area to make it into a family room, just so that we can have more space. So the whole process is kind of taking longer than what we expected. And so I wanted a bigger master. So we decided to convert our bedroom or move our bedroom to the living room area. And that room, our old bedroom, was primarily my plant space. So for the last 20 or so videos, that's where my plants have been. So since the other area is taking longer to finish than what we thought, I didn't like the idea of receiving people and they stepping directly into our bedroom, which is what this area we had changed it to. So if you can see, this is the front door. So the new living space, my husband has created another entrance so that when that space is finished, that would also be another way that people could enter or can enter into our home. So let me let me just get started showing you and I'll finish explaining. Okay, so when you come into the front door, this is what it looks like. So this was originally, before we changed this to our bedroom, our master bedroom, this was originally our living room area. So off to the left is just some pictures that I have on the wall. And then to the right of us is the bulk of my plants. And I recognize that it looks like a lot. It is a lot. But when the other living space is finished, I plan on moving some of these plants over there. So what my wonderful husband has done, now he still has to install some lights over this shelf right here. So we're still not totally finished, but he has installed the majority of the grow lights. So this top shelf, you can kind of see what's going on up here. Just have some begonia. And then this second shelf, like you can see, these are the same shelves that were in the plant room. So this is just some lighting for this shelf right here. And if you remember, this is one of the plants that I had hanging on the wall um, in the other plant space. This is the Syndapsis rubicon. And I thought it looked really cute hanging here. And so this is a shelf right here. Um, that's where I put my Black Forest begonia. And I liked how my husband thought to do the shelves like this so that right here we could put a taller plant. So you can kind of see the gap between these two shelves. So I thought that was a good idea. And so that's this shelf. And so then he put some lighting here, which I'm gonna fix this cord better so that it doesn't hang like that. But so that's some lighting there to kind of illuminate this little plant area right here. So this is my Aglaonema black pink. This is a round table, if you can see it. Just have like a decorative vase. My Alocasia nobilis that only has 2 leaves. I was so geeked because I thought this was gonna be a leaf, but you can see it's a flower. And then I have my dragon scale on this table and my turtleback kura plant back there. This is a new plant that I will talk about later. This gorgeous, gorgeous plant. But I'm going to talk about that plant in another video. So that's what this little area looks like. And then off to the left, I just have my Aglaonema green lady sitting in this corner by the couch. So there's a couch on this side, and then there's a couch in the middle. And the reason why, another reason why I chose to switch it back is because my girls, they are really loving my plants, and they like to sit where my plants are. And so the other plant room, even though we have a small house, it still felt kind of not exactly secluded, but I wanted an area where we all could sit and enjoy my plants, or our plants, I should say. And then sometimes when I'm doing plant care, I like to be able to watch television. And before, I mean, you know, I had my laptop. I could look at things on my laptop, but I like the idea of the whole family being able to sit in here together, watch TV, and at the same time, I can be doing plant care. So that was another reason. So, okay, so up here on this top shelf, like I said, my husband is still going to install the lighting up here. But he did put a little, which I thought was cute. There's a little light back there. I don't know if you can see it. That kind of illuminates this little area right here. And I think he's going to do the same thing on this side, and plus install some lights up there. So this is a big change, which I really didn't want to talk about, but I'll go ahead and tell y'all. This is my red Siam Aglaonema, y'all. Yes, the big, huge, tall Aglaonema that I had. This is the Aglaonema that I have had the longest. Now, I just did an Aglaonema update video, so if you didn't see it, I'll link it above. If you love you some Aglaonema, I recommend you go back and watch it. But I'm going to insert some B-roll so you can kind of see why I decided to chop this Aglaonema. I've had this one probably about 6 years, and it had grown really tall and lush and beautiful. But then for whatever reason, I guess because of age, it started really losing the bottom leaves. And y'all already know how I feel about that, about that whole stalky, leggy situation. So, as you can see in the B-roll, it lost a lot of its lower leaves, and it was starting to look like kind of sick. Like you see a lot of yellowing leaves, and so I said, you know what? I'm just gonna start over with this plant. So I took some cuttings. I took like, because I think it was like, ooh, it was a lot of stems in the pot. I think it was like maybe 6. And so I took cuttings and I'm trying to reroot it in water, and I'm just basically starting over with this beautiful plant. Okay, so I wanted to have some trailing plants on this shelf above the sofa. So I have my beautiful micans trailing here so nicely. My big, beautiful, and bodacious Miss Louisiana begonia. And this is my lemon lime philodendron hanging here so nicely. And these are begonia, of course. And this is my sigillatus, my Hoya sigillatus. Y'all, I got a serious gnat problem going on. I got a gnat situation. Actually, we had some plug-ins throughout the house, but I ordered some of those like hanging yellow gnat traps. Cause yeah, the gnats are just out of control. So then this is the other space that my husband did the same thing. He created the gap in between the shelves for taller plants. So this is my big summer storm begonia. I'm not for sure why the leaves are facing that way. And then here's another shelf, of course, and there's some lighting underneath. So this is another little plant shelf. Here's another grow light. That's my variegated Billietier. This is the newest leaf. You just have some Hoya as well. And so underneath this shelf is another grow light. And I just have like a little plant stand here. And then this is my cloak, my purple cloak, alocasia. This is the one that has spider mites. You can see that spider mite damage. I mean, those spider mites tore this leaf up. Like they were having a barbecue, a whole barbecue, cookout, family reunion on this leaf, if you can believe it. But I have since eradicated them. I have treated this plant twice, so I have to keep an eye on it with the spider mites. But it is, I don't know if you can see that new little leaf right there. Can y'all see that? Yeah, right there. So I wanted this plant right here because I kind of wanted it to, well, it's not really doing that. But wait a minute, I kind of wanted it doing that, like kind of like over the couch a little bit. And then, you know, I have my nobilis over here. Okay, so yeah, this little corner has a lot going on. I had to have a space, of course, to put my big Thai constellation, which trying to decide, y'all, what I want to do with this plant. As you can see, the roots are just, look at those roots. So I'm trying to decide if I want to just put it in semi-hydro or what I want to do. That is probably what I will end up doing. That's what it was in before it got dry rot. It was in semi-hydro, so more than likely I'll put it back in semi-hydro. Okay, so then I also hung my little piecing over here. This plant is so pretty, y'all. And then of course this big huge summer glory. This plant really takes up a lot of space. It really does. And it's about to unfurl another big huge leaf, but I'm not complaining. So down here have some plants. My my girl's Photonia plants are down there, and Aglaonema. I used to have this begonia in the flex space, but I moved it here. Some more Aglaonema hiding down here. And then I have my philodendron rugosum. I'm gonna have to move that because where that is, I will end up forgetting that plant is back there. Out of sight, out of mind. Okay, so then up here is another shelf that gets light from this grow light. Now I have, I mean, it's not like it's never been done before, but I am currently looking for shades for these grow lights. Because the light can be very jarring sometimes. And so I want to get some shades, some nice little cute decorative shades to go around these grow lights. So I'm in the process of trying to find ones that I like. So then this shelf up here has my anthurium back there. What's it called? Y'all, it's early. It's early in the morning. My variegated anthurium, I can't think of the name. Oh my goodness. Anyway, some more Hoya up there. And then this big shelf in the middle is like Hoya Central, okay? It's Hoya Central up here. I have all of my large Hoya up here on this shelf, as you can see. And these are like the little controls for the light, for the grow lights. But they're getting lots of good light up here on this shelf. And this is a large shelf, y'all, because I have a lot, as you can see. Let me back up. A lot of Hoya on that top shelf. Okay, so this setup is kind of like I had it in the other plant room with this table and then a lot of my Aglaonema down here on the floor. So, of course, there's more grow lights. And I don't know if y'all remember that I chopped my red Congo. It's looking so beautiful. And I'm so glad that I kept this plant because I was contemplating selling it, excuse me, or trying to sell it. Those big glossy leaves, this plant is just so beautiful. So this is the top portion of the plant. And I recently went ahead and potted it up in semi-hydro because I had it re-rooting in water. So I don't know if you can see the roots because of the condensation, but that's a mix of leca and pond. Okay, and then I have my caladium here. Mr. Wilbur back there on his pedestal. Kind of lift him up. I put him on these little plant stands so he can enjoy the light. And then my big, huge begonia natuaensis. It's right here in the middle, which I probably gonna have to move because it's already like almost touching this shelf. And on this side, another begonia, schefflera, my mixed pot of Hoya Crimson, Queen, and Princess. Although, like I said, this is primarily Princess. This is part of the Queen back here. And my Scindapsus Sumatra. So down here, same setup. Got the grow light underneath the table. As you can see, the grow lights, I should say. So down here I have some of my bigger Aglaonema. There's a Hoya back there. So yeah, so that's how that space looks. And then over here to the right, of course, is the television. And this is another planty area. This is my burrow marks variegated. Oh, well, let me show y'all the lights. This is just something that I rigged up. I have them attached to the top of this decorative mirror. So this is my variegated burrow marks. And in the center is the philodendron caramel marble. Back there in the cut, hiding, is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma back there. And then the reflector, some more Aglaonema down here. And this is my philodendron Warsawisskii aurea that I have on this plant stand. And then up here, just have a few hanging plants. Y'all, look how gorgeous my Mandula pothos is looking. Remember I had told y'all I didn't know if this plant was gonna make it because I had repotted it and it did not like that. This plant threw a fit. Like the leaves, it started losing leaves. The rest of the leaves that were there, they were like soft. I even took a cutting, which I ended up giving away. I took a cutting of this plant for insurance that I had that was starting to grow out, but it made it. It bounced back. And it's looking so full and lush. So yeah, that's a Mandula. And then up here is my little Polynura variegated. This is the variegated side, and then that's the, I think it's called the Projet up there in the middle. And then my Exotica, my Scindapsus Exotica. So those three plants are hanging up there. And then this is the same table that I had in the other plant room. So on top, I just have some begonia, alocasia, my albo right here in the center. That's in semi-hydro. Let me show y'all the roots. Can you see them roots? Wait a minute. Some of the roots. It does have some yellow, some browning on some of the leaves, but you know, it's pretty much par for the course with these plants. And then just some alocasia. And then so down here on this shelf is some my African violets, some begonia. So they're getting light from this grow light. And then here's another grow light down here. I have some more begonia, primarily begonia down here. And there's Mr. Tyrone the turtle. Say, hey, Mr. Tyrone. Look at Mr. Tyrone. Tyrone the turtle. I should get a little air plant and put it back there. I think I am. That would look cute. He had a little air plant on his back. And then back there is my Calistophylla. So yeah, that's that right here. And then last but not least is my Immaculata here on this little plant stand in this corner. So all in all, I'm kind of happy with how everything turned out. Actually, I can't even believe that I fit all these plants in here with these two couches. It's a sofa and love seat. I was able to put this little chair right here. So, you know, when people come over, we can have a place to receive them. You know, we do have the flex space, but, you know, that's primarily, what am I trying to say? That's where Fanta stays a lot of the time. And, you know, a lot of people, they don't care for cats. Well, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but some people don't care for cats. And some people are even allergic to cats. So I wanted to have an area where at least if we were to have company, they could at least sit in here. And like I said, the primary reason is, you know, for our family to be able to sit together. Like I said, I can do plant care while the girls watch television or whatever. So I'm kind of happy with the way it turned out. Do have some lighting here as well with the ceiling fan, and I always keep this fan going for air circulation. So I will keep you updated because like I said, there's still a few changes I want to make with the grow lights, and hubby has to install the grow lights up here. So it's almost done. I want to get some more cute little pillows, and I thought about putting a coffee table there, but then I was like, no, it's already a lot going on over there. So I'm just going to keep the space clear so it looks a little less cluttered, if you know what I mean. So let me know what y'all think down in the comments. You know, our planty spaces are always changing and evolving. And, you know, this is just another stage in my plant journey. Like I said, I do, when the other room is finished, the other family room, I do plan on moving a lot of these plants over there so that it's a little less congested with plants. But yep, so this is what it's looking like. Let me know down in the comments what y'all think. And if you've made it this far, you know I appreciate you. For all the new ones watching, welcome, welcome, welcome. Look, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I put out some new content for your enjoyment. I am also on TikTok and Instagram, and those links are in my profile. So y'all take care. You enjoy the rest of your weekend. And until the next time, come on, say it with me. Hooked on houseplants, y'all.